YouTube, what's going on? Shizzy Hollywood here, and this is the second new and improved setup video. So I did a setup video probably like 2 years ago or so. I don't remember at this point, but it's been a while, and it was a lot of fun, and people were interested in seeing how everything worked. Um, so I'm going to do an updated version now. The gear has been upgraded since last time, but a lot of it's in the same spots as before. So this is going to be focusing more on how I make things run with like the Stream Deck and OBS and all that, rather than showing you like my new mouse and whatever, you know. So that being said, let's get right into it, and I hope that you enjoy. All right, we're going to do the same format as last time, starting with the green screen. As you can see, it's a lot bigger and a lot cleaner than the last one, and there's bits of the old one they're like sewn onto dowels, nailed into the wall, but this guy I can actually take off so I can get into my closet if I need to. To be fair, I took out what I needed from it before putting that up, so I've never taken it down because I've been too scared to not be able to put it back properly. But you'll notice also that the setup is pretty much identical to before. It's just that it's newer, better stuff now. Like, we still have the ghetto ass table, and instead of the 1X, it's now the Series X. It was in the middle originally, but it stays it's in the camera shot if I keep it there. So I tucked it in a bit. This light is new. So I used to have a couple of desk lamps on like paper towel rolls. I eventually somewhat recently got some LED panels, right? And then even more recently, I got one here and one here, and then I have the like little desk lights to blast a bit more onto the green screen. But I used to have a big tripod here, so I didn't have much movement, and for the standing camera it wasn't all that great, so I recently got those, so that these two are for me, one here for the green screen, and then this is obviously to not have the corner of the desk in the shot. With the lamp here now, I needed to get a Bristol board so that it was straight enough that it could hide the light, because that was now in the shot. So if you don't watch all the time, you don't know that I have like tablets all over the place. A few years back when I got a new phone, they had a promo where you got a free tablet, and I used to actually use this originally just to watch YouTube on break at my last job. And then when I lost it because of COVID, I was like, I have this fucking tablet that I'm not using. Can I implement it into the setup? So it actually was my original Stream Deck. It was Stream Deck Mobile, 15 buttons. But then my dad did the same thing, got a phone, got a tablet, and shout out to all the old coffee stains and stuff over the years. And that one is newer and so snappier and stuff. So as you can see, I was using that as a Stream Deck. And so this one, I just keep it here now, and luckily with the DX Racer I have this guy. So I ended up tie wrapping a phone stand onto the chair. And this is my Twitch chat. So when I'm standing, this is where I read chat, because over there it's kind of far, it's kind of hard to see. This guy, like I said, this was the Stream Deck I was using before I got the Stream Deck XL. But now I basically have it set up so like standing cameras is the main thing I use. I kept like my main settings, folders and stuff. If ever something goes wrong, at least this is like kind of a little backup. But it's mainly for the standing cameras. That's how I control it when I'm off screen. Because usually what I do, and so I'll show you guys the things more in depth, but I move the mic out of the way, I move the chair here, and that way nothing is on camera. But obviously it would look pretty stupid if you saw me walking off screen and setting up to do a bit. So the camera's blocked, and then from here I'll get rid of a layer to show the camera, because originally what I was doing was I was just turning the camera on, like off and on. I just hit the light, but what would happen is it would flash like a ghost image of the last thing it saw before I turned it off. So it looks stupid. So some of these is just to turn off like one image that's a layer, but some of them it's turning off the duplicate video that's covering it, and then it's turning off the camera, and then I can walk back, and then the next time that I activate the multi-action, it turns those things back on. So let's sit down here, or here, before we continue, and I sit down. This is a much newer PC than the one in the last setup video. This thing is actually pretty damn beefy. Last time it was a dinosaur. Because of the pretty lights, I call it Areola Borealis. And then I had my 360 behind the TV. And you can see the 1X is there. I used to use the 360 as a YouTube machine. But then I noticed when I was uploading my streams to YouTube overnight, YouTube would not work on the 360 anymore. So I ended up keeping the 1X literally as a YouTube machine, and then the 360 I keep in case I ever want to stream something on it. Let's zoom out a bit. Yeah, bitch. Okay, so we have tennis balls, because tendonitis, plantar fasciitis, that's good for your foot. Compressed air, whatever. So controller chargers, I have 2, just because these series controllers actually have a little bit of a different angle on the back plate. So when I got the series X, I couldn't I couldn't charge the controllers. There was like, no, what was it? I had too many controllers for how many back plates I had. So I ended up just getting a second charger and a second pair of batteries. So I have 3 series controllers, okay, I have a whole system, okay? I have this, I have the blue and the red, that's for the Series X, okay? And then I have the black for PC, and that way I know which controller is which, and that way, if this guy dies, this guy is charged. So I'm never caught with a dead controller. And then I'll basically keep, like, this week, I'm playing everything. I'm playing Xbox, PC, and Switch, but PC is next. I always have whatever controller I need there, but the main guy is here. And then I have other controllers under there and stuff. The Switch is here. This power bar used to be here, but I moved it out of the way to be able to bring my chair in and out of the shot. My SteelSeries headset, and all my plethora of charging cables. This guy, if you missed it last time, this is the Mayflash, Mayflash F300. As you can see, it is a fight stick, but it's also a turbo controller. So you can do it like, let's say A. If you turbo A, as long as the button is held down, it's gonna act like it's pressing it at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. And it actually needs to be plugged into a controller to work. So usually what I do is I just put this controller on top of it. Ew, that looked really awful on camera. Keep it held down, and there you go. Then we have the empty whiteboard, because I didn't want to leak the tapes. We have Bulma and Goku that were sent to me by viewers. We have my frame rate water bottle, Beta Video Games, as you know, with my frame rate beer cozy, Cuphead Devil. And then here's where we get to the juicy stuff. So we have the Stream Deck XL. As you can see, mine is all customized and nice. HDMI switcher. We have the Series X, the Nintendo Switch, and the Xbox 360 plugged in. So the 360 controller is actually there. So whenever I need it, I just grab that, but it stays plugged in and it's ready to go. So that's spicy. The keyboard just came with the PC. This one is like Logitech, I think it's like G502 Hero, something like that. And then this guy is one of my babies. This is the PC Panel Pro. This is what I do all my audio with. So this slider is desktop audio, and then this button is to toggle mute. So what's really nice is, obviously it's good for volume or whatever, but let's say a song comes on that's copyright. I want to be able to still hear it so that I know when I'm safe to unmute. So I can like mute it so you can't hear it, but I can. And then when I'm good, boom, unmute it. Then the second slider, same type of thing, but it's for the capture card. So it's down here because it's at 35% volume. But yeah, this is the slider for it, and then this guy is to mute or unmute it. The third one is Spotify, and what's nice about this PC panel is that it's not at 0 right now. Instead of from 0 to 100, I have it set so that this is 5% and that's 20, because 5 is a perfect volume when I'm speaking. Like, let's say I'm playing Power Wash Simulator or something, or shiny hunting, keep it here. But when I'm running an intro or a break or whatever, I set it up to 20, and that's a perfect volume. This is Google Chrome, so Twitch, YouTube, whatever. And then these knobs, this I don't bother with a quick mute or whatever, because I don't need it. This is to toggle mute my main microphone, the Blue Yeti. This guy is Discord, so the actual like knob is for Discord volume, and then if I tap it, it is to toggle deafen. so deafen, undeafen. And then this guy is whatever PC game I'm currently playing. So right now, the last thing I played was Vermintide. So you can see it was at like 30%. The knob is the volume, and then again, this is toggle mute. So for PC games, assuming as I can't just like turn off the capture card or whatever, it's nice to be able to just like press mute. And if, like, let's say I'm going to the bathroom, I want to play music, mute the game, turn up Spotify, boom. So this thing is amazing. Even when I'm not streaming, I'm using it all the time with like Spotify and Chrome and whatever. This thing is such a game changer, and with how complicated my setup has gone, it's so nice that this thing can just quickly do everything I need. It's beautiful. And then we got the paper towels from just wiping down the whiteboard. This guy, you'll understand for a second why we're on the desktop. This is like my pride and joy over the past couple of years, the Stream Deck XL. If you watch me, you know that I do all kinds of snazzy stuff with it. For example, let's do start setup. Opens Spotify and places it, opens Microsoft Edge and places it. Now it's going to open up OBS. And if you have ever used OBS, you know that it never saves Logitech camera settings. But you'll notice that the camera looks different than before. I have, I guess I could just bring it up on screen. I have this long ass multi-action where everything is set up and timed and whatever, but you can see there's a plugin called Cam Control. So each one of these is set to do the focus, the exposure, the sharpness, whatever. And so, seeming as it never saves my camera settings, that button does it. I also have a separate webcams one. So if I'm just, I like to open up OBS and let it kind of like chill in the background a while before I start streaming. Or if I'm just making thumbnails or whatever, and I don't need to open everything, I'll just open OBS normally and I'll just press webcams and it does the same. It does both the sitting and the standing camera, which also, by the way, are obviously the main ones here. And then this guy I have on an arm, so that it's looking at me more directly and the angle is more like natural, right? And so I have, sorry, I never record videos with my phone, so I'm never used to, whatchamacallit, operating the camera like a human. So if I go to my like main folder, so you can see I have main, I used to have console and PC, and just condensing it into main, because of all the stuff that I have here, it took me about 3.5 hours last week. It was awful. And we have reactions now with the new React channel, Shizzy Reacts, 4:3 wide and 4:3 narrow. So they're basically identical. It's just, let's say an old school like Nintendo game might be this wide, and a GameCube game might be this wide. But because of that, the game is sized differently, the camera is sized differently, the chat on screen is sized differently, whatever. So they're basically identical scenes. But I could show you right now, if I do wide, let's see, the game goes to, let's say, where these meters end. And if I go to narrow, you can see it's all the way here. So it's a pretty big difference. So yeah, I have those two scenes, and then I have literally used card opening twice and drawing once, but it took a while to set them up. So I just keep them in case I ever need them. They're already there and I don't have to do the work again. Same with charity. I used this scene one time, but there's so much to it that I was like, I'm going to keep it just in case. Then I have speakers and headset, which is nice because I can just toggle what I want to listen to. This is really nice. I have console input and PC input. So like right now, you can see that we're on the Series X. If I press PC input, and it'd be nice if it actually opened in the front. I got to figure out why my PC always does that. But it's a multi-action, it has a time delay, and then it does the hotkeys, and it's this program called Control My Monitor. So it opens it and it'll change it to the separate input, so I don't have to like toggle with the little button in the back and shake the camera or whatever. So now if I want to go to console, same thing, press that. It opens, it takes a few seconds, but usually I'm just like checking chat while it's going. So it's not too bad. I wish it was more instant, honestly. It'd be great if I could, I need to look again to see if I could find something that's a lot more like instant, but there's that. I have starting soon, so it just does my starting soon scene and mutes. My mic, Voices Discord, did I just press it? Steam What? I don't know if I actually just pressed it. No. Cool. Stream Discord and collab Discord. So collab Discord, I update if I need to, but basically what these do is they're multi-actions that will throw me into whatever Discord and also turn it on screen. So like right now you can see that there's nothing going on screen. If I show you the button, let's do like stream Discord so that nobody joins in. It turns on all my scenes that it could be applicable to. That way I don't have to like do it in each one specifically, and it throws me in the channel, and then when I press it again it leaves. Oh, actually, look, now that I just realized I have to update it. I knew I would have forgotten something, but let me just show you an example. So if I press it, so it went green, and now you can see that my name is lighting up, and if I press it again I left, and so it's gone. So I'll just have to adjust that. But same thing with collab Discord and stuff. So usually, like, let's say if I'm doing a collab with the Bushel Boys, let's say, I'll press this and then I'll just deafen, and then I'll undeafen when I'm actually ready to talk. So things like that are really nice. One of my recent additions is this guy, Discord volumes. So right now it's going to be empty, but I can change my mics in Discord. So the Yeti voice mod or my headset, then I have mute and deafen if I need them, but these are actually dynamic, and this is whenever somebody's in a call with me, it's going to update and show who's in the call, and then I have a volume up, a volume down, and if I touch their name it's going to mute them, and if I touch it again it's going to unmute them. So like right now, like I said, I'm not in the call, so it's empty, but if I were to go like this and come back in, it'll show me now if there's, let's say, the Sega Master, Left for Donut, Twigja, and I can do all that. It's super handy. And then let me show you what it looks like. I like everything is like clean. This is like, I just added this and it took everything in me with the OCD in me to have that one stray button. But the thing that's nice about it is, let me find, actually, I guess I could just mute it. If I play something, I have it set so that it shows the time remaining. So it shows the album cover, but it doesn't show any text or anything. And the reason that's handy is if I'm running an intro, let's say, if I see that a song has 10 seconds left, then I know that it's time to, like, you know, lower the volume, unmute the mic, and so on. I have some typical stuff like record, pause recording, videos, like just opens my videos folder, which is a nice little time saver. You have, you know, scenes, so typical stuff. The ones that are standing, like let's say DJ booth, are multi-actions. So it will turn everything on, go to the scene, mute my Yeti and unmute my headset. And when I press it again, it does the opposite, and then we're ready to go back. Otherwise, you know, be right back, just chatting. It's just a simple change. And then these buttons I could always replace if I need the extra space, but it's be right back, lobby, and webcam bordered full screen. So let's say I'm playing Mario Kart and I'm going into the lobby between every race. Instead of always going to scenes, lobby, whatever, this one I press I pressed zoom by accident. I press lobby, right? I press lobby again, and it's gonna put me back to main. So it's just a quick two-thing multi-action. So same with be right back. If I want to go to the bathroom, press be right back. And then when I come back, I just press it again. Again, if I absolutely run out of space, I can erase all three of these and just use my scenes folder. It's just a tiny little time saver in the meantime. And then I have, you know, voices. So it's like the voice changer, and then things like a bleep, the phone ringing sound, hold music, and all that. I also have a sampler, so I can record my voice and then play it back, and then I have a voice mod sampler and a headset sampler. So this one is to record what I'm hearing. Sounds are obviously sound effects, right? So hit you with a little air horn or whatever. Then webcam is just a simple toggle, whereas the webcam standing is a multi-action. So you'll see it disappeared. And now, if I stand, you can see me. So what it did was it turned this guy off, turned this guy on. It muted the Yeti, and it unmuted the headset, and it changed my mic to the headset in Discord. And then if I press webcam standing again, it does the opposite. It comes back down to it turns off the standing camera, turns on the sitting camera, turns off the headset, turns on the Yeti, and it changes my Discord mic to the Yeti. And then webcam bordered, it's the same thing, because I think it looks stupid, personally, when you have a green screen and you're like up here, or even where this is right now. So a long time ago, we set it up where Eternal, I had something before, but Eternal made me a custom background, which is the webcam bordered full screen, as I call it. This is what's called a nested scene. So you can see there's a lot to this. There's the capture card in case I want the audio for it. There's a background image. Then there's the two webcams, tooth clean little bit thing, but there's the background, the camera, the border, so this solid purple one, and then this animated border. So instead of adding one by one everything to my other scenes, this is what's called a nested scene. So basically, I just add, you can see here, the scene itself within this other scene. So webcam bordered has all of that stuff in this one little line. So that's super practical. But yeah, that's because, like I said, I love this camera the most. But if it doesn't work on the bottom, I find it looks dumb if it's just floating. So in that case, I turn that off, I turn this on, and then same thing, standing, it changes the cameras and the microphones. Press it again when I sit down. Cool. Then you have your typical stuff like webcam zoomed, which again is another nested scene. So that's its own scene that's just added here. Things like the dramatic webcam zoomed are just a simple multi-action where it's a sound and then it turns the webcam on. Right, and then I press webcam zoomed again to turn it off. Cursed cam is actually a bit more complicated. So this one, where I'm all smushed up, it actually can cause a lot of problems if you have the same camera in the same scene multiple times. So that one, you can see here, it's actually cursed 1, cursed 2, and cursed cam. So cursed 1 is the top half, cursed 2 is the bottom half, and then cursed cam is like those scenes within the scene. So basically it gives you the effect of the multiple cameras, but you're not gonna have OBS like breaking because of it. Headset is just a switch to the headset mic if I don't want to switch cameras. Zoom is quite frankly self-explanatory. You have shiny hunt, so same thing. Instead of opening everything, whatever, I press this one button, it mutes my capture card, it opens the shiny hunt thing, and it opens up my death counter and soundboard. And if I'm done, I close the death counter and soundboard, press shiny hunt, it gets rid of that and it unmutes the capture card. Spotify, I actually just added a Spotify widget. Once again, we're going to mute this because I'm gonna throw some music in editing. But I just added this. I just added this widget the other day. So you can see right now there's nothing. If I press play, it just slides in, and then it's gonna have nice animations between every song change, whatever. And if I turn the music off again, it's just gonna leave the screen. It's super handy, it's super clean. It's every time if I've used a widget that looked good, it was either slow or it broke. The only thing that was ever reliable was just a window capture, but it just didn't look good. So now we finally have something that's fast and responsive, and it actually works. And it's all local, it's not third-party servers and stuff where, like, if Spotify's busy, then I'm fucked. But what I did was I also made presets. So I basically just put the corners, because I don't like it in the corner completely. I like it a few pixels off to create some depth. So I put it, let's say top left, it will be like 10 pixels left and 10 pixels down. I'll just show you. Oops, I forgot to mute it. I'm just gonna, you know what, keep it muted for the rest of the video just in case I use it again. But let's say I do that. If I press top left, you'll see it goes there. Top right, bottom right, left bottom. But if I zoom in, you can see that it's not completely touching the edge. And I just personally think that it looks cleaner. Now you'll notice that before it wasn't completely on the top. One of the nicest things I've added recently is by putting filters on the scenes themselves. So I can give you an example. If I right click main and I go to filters, you can see there's a whole bunch of filters listed now. So let me close this. But one thing that's nice is if I go back in my stream Discord, you can see that my name is on screen. I created these presets for the games that I play a lot. So like, let's say Halo, I play a lot of Halo. When I press this, it's gonna turn on a webcam filter for Halo and a Discord filter for Halo. And basically, it just placed them where I want them when I'm playing Halo. And now let's say I want to do Mario Kart. Well, now the camera's gonna move and the Discord's gonna move. And so the reason that the Spotify thing was where it was is because if I press Power Wash Simulator, you can see that that's how I want everything placed. And so I put kind of like, this is like the permanent row, and then these are the temporary. And then simple things like in the lobby scene, Discord will be on the left or the right side. And even what I did is like, let's say for Halo, Discord is on the right. So in the lobby scene, it's gonna make Discord go on the right, and it's gonna make Spotify go on the left. So nothing is overlapping. Everything's just gonna be clean. And then here too, I just have some basic presets, so like webcam left, webcam right. Same thing with the bottom, the bordered camera. So we have like left middle, left top, right middle, right top, all that. The tooth cling is just a multi-action where it just, you'll see my camera. If I smile, it like clings my teeth. Webcam standing big is just literally a bigger standing camera. We have disappear pop. And then you can see that there's a timer going on, and after I think 5 seconds, the camera turns back on. So that looks simple, but that's actually turning on a whole bunch of filters all at once, the disappear pop. You can see it turns that filter on, then it turns it off, then this on, then that off, because each of those like different poses is a filter. So the multi-actions are what I really enjoy making. Even like the webcam left, it doesn't just move it. In case the webcam border is on, it turns off the webcam border, turns on the webcam, and moves it. And yeah, like you could see, COD Vanguard turns off the border webcam, turns on webcam. It says webcam Halo just because it's the same preset as the Halo one. Discord COD Vanguard, Discord lobby left, Spotify lobby right, and boom. So these things take a long time to set up, but then once they're set up, you just need it done the one time and you're good, you know? Now if I need it, it's there. And we're almost done here. Save replay, load replay, play replay. Those, I mean, I have an instant replay scene, pretty self-explanatory. And so what the difference is a save replay is like, let's say I want to save one, but I don't want to play it right away. Like let's say I just made a really cool play in Halo, and I want to show it after we're done the match. So I'm going to save it, and then after the match I'll load it. But if I want to do everything at once, this guy, I will save the replay, wait a second, switch to the scene and play the replay. And then when it's done the 20-second replay, it'll come back. Then you have like TV color bars. Screenshot is to literally just do a PC screenshot of what's happening. Display capture is to toggle that on top of the capture card. Also, I'll get myself out of Discord here. Boom, we're gone. And I'll pause the music, and that will leave as well. And that's, I guess, the short version. As you can see, a lot of these things are just to save me a lot of time, you know? Like if I want to go to the bathroom, I just press be right back, I press skip song, and then I turn up Spotify and mute my mic, and that's it. But I can give you an example of a standing scene, right? So if I do scenes, and I do Halo, see, like right now, if I'm waving my hand in front of the camera, nothing's going on. And that's because, I could show you. We have the capture card in case I want the volume. Halo Ring intro, webcam standing, Halo Ring layer, so just this little piece. And then Halo Ring intro duplicate. So we have the video running twice. So now, on this guy, I could go to standing cams. I press Halo once, and that turned off the duplicate layer. Now if I zoom in, you can see that my camera's on, right? And then if I press the Halo button again, boom, now it turned off the camera. And if we look over, we're not there. And so now I can walk back to my PC and I can press Halo again, and we just return to the scene and it's all good. And then, like I said, we just turn off the duplicate and we turn off the camera, but if I double click, you can see that the first part, it turns them back on. So now if I switch back again, everything is reset back to 0. So it took a while to perfect that and like figure out what worked best for my setup. If I could, you know, I would put this bed in another room and this wall would be another green screen. And I would do like kind of like Dr. Disrespect does, where I just walk off into the next screen and you don't have to turn anything off or on. But I don't have that luxury. So that's like the setup video basically. As I said, a lot of it is the same stuff. Like it's a different desk and a different mouse and keyboard, but they're in the same place as they were. You know, it's just the DX Racer is better than the chair I had before. Stream Deck is better than the one I had before. But it's all the same kind of thing. But this is basically how I make everything work. Like I said, the real guts are the PC panel and the Stream Deck. All those little things like the webcam standing multi-action, just not having to do like turn off the camera, turn on the standing camera, mute the mic, unmute the headset mic, all that, and to just be able to press one button, and when I sit back down, just press it again. It saves me hours and hours and hours, and for the viewer, it's obviously a smoother experience when everything is like instant, right? But yeah, so again, everything is just like within reach. I could do that within reach, that within reach. If I need to change my console, I can just tap the HDMI switcher. Right now the Xbox is the only one on, but if I had the Switch on, I can literally just do that and switch. And yeah, and then I have the whiteboard, which usually I have like my list of games that are either like coming out, like new games, or just stuff that I want to cover. And then here is like miscellaneous tasks, and then here I'll put like you know, like don't forget that Thursday Mario Kart DLC is out, or ask the Buster Boys if they want to play blah blah blah, stuff like that. But that's basically what it all looks like from my end. I'm very happy with it, honestly. Once again, for the amount of space I have and money I have, this gets the job done. I think everything now is looking very good and being very efficient, and just the years and years of fine-tuning. If you're wondering why there's a TV behind all this, I used to originally have the monitor here for like OBS or whatever, and then my TV at a 45-degree angle when I would be streaming, and then when I'd go to bed I would turn it like this and have it facing the bed. But eventually I wanted just like monitors and stuff, and I was like, well, the TV is still good, I'm not gonna just chuck it. So that is facing the bed, so when I actually like go to bed, I watch YouTube on the Xbox One X. And every now and then, like I just use the One X for Power Wash Simulator to cheese the gold medals achievement. And when I did the scavenger hunt with the Retrobit Champs a year or two ago or whatever it was, I just used it as an extra hard drive, so to speak. But yeah, this is usually what I see. And that's what, this the only thing that sucks is I wish I could put this guy either like clamp it here or clamp it here, but then the mic arm is blocking the screens. So this is a little bit in the way. It looks awful on camera, but if can I show you this and not look jank? I don't know how this is gonna look on your end, but when I'm sitting here, it's okay. I hope this looks good on your end. But yeah, that's about it. This video is like 3 times longer than I thought it would be, but that's again how I make everything run smoothly. So I hope that you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.